So this week we're talking about talking out. My background, I was brought up on pretty rough council estate. Um, it was a great childhood in many ways. There's a lot of great people out there, but it was also faced with some dangerous people, paedophiles, groups of them. My abuse started when about 7 years old, carried on till I was 13. One of the things that got me through it, I know it sounds stupid, but I was about 10, 11 years old when the punk thing came out. One of the things it taught me is, like, as a kid, I was brought up to do as I was told, respect my elders, always behave, all that sort of thing, which basically meant be compliant. Be compliant with adults. All adults are worse. You trust them, and that's all there is to it, which made me a bloody nonsense fucking dream, didn't it? So my abuse went on, and I learnt to keep my gob shut because no one spoke out. When I did speak out initially, the police did what they had to do. The courts did fuck all. The guy got 3 months. That was it. Felt like a joke. Professionals were told, don't mention it again, it'll all go away. And what I learnt was to keep my fucking mouth shut, which was no help. Come 11 years old, the punk thing was hitting. And as a kid, it something resonated with it. It was like, it taught me that rebellion and non-conformity was actually okay, and you could do it, and there's a way to do it in a positive way. So by the time I was 13, I'd learnt to scrap a bit. I'd got a bit of an attitude, used my brain a little bit. I got out of it. It stopped. It took some fucking doing, but it stopped. But then for a long, long time, I struggled with it. My sexuality was what, at best you could call dubious. I didn't know what I was meant to be: gay, straight, bi, man, woman, fucking hell, everything. It's not much different now, to be honest with you, but it's fine. I'm okay with that. There's an awful lot of things I'm okay with. But for a long, long time, I kept it in, and then I'd let it out a bit to someone, and I feel bad about it. I felt ashamed. I felt dirty for years. It was a horrible feeling. I was damaged goods. I wasn't worth anything. And that was stuck in my head because I'd had no one to talk to. I had no other way to reason it out apart from to feel that I was just this object and there to be used and there to make other people happy, and that was all there was to it. But more and more over the years, and especially probably in the last, crikey, maybe 10 years, a lot of things have changed. One of the things I have learned is that I can speak out, and I'm quite happy to say I was abused from the age of 7 to 13, thereabouts. It's not my identity, although it obviously has a massive play on who I've become in ways that this is part of how I learn my lessons, and it is a massive experience learning lessons like this. But also, it's not a badge of honour either, so the fact I was abused now is just a matter of fact. It's something that happened in the past. It's something that I've dealt with. It's something that I'm still dealing with, because as part of my recovery, the way that I see it, recovery isn't something that just happens and that's it. It's something you work on. It's something you have to maintain. It's something that at times when it goes shit, you have to go back to and start all over again. But it's what you do, because, like I say, I am not going to be defined by my past. I am not an abuse victim. I'm not even an abuse survivor. Not anymore. I survived my abuse, but I've moved beyond that. It's a different world now. And one of the big things that is coming about now is what people are calling social recovery, where if you go to a professional, you're going to get medication, antidepressants, and God knows what else, which mask things. They don't cure anything. They just stop the pain. They stop the depression for a while, but that's it. You get, if you're lucky, to see a counsellor eventually. Unfortunately, because of constraints and money, you get 8 sessions, maybe less, maybe a few more, but it's limited, it's time limited, it's resource limited. Peer-to-peer support groups, and we're talking, these could be formal groups, they can be informal groups. If you can open up, if you can actually just say to someone publicly, privately, to a friend or family member, do you know what, sometimes I behave like a dick because this is what happened. Now, I don't need to relive it, I don't need to go into details. However, sometimes my behaviour is rooted in my past because I didn't learn a way to change that behaviour. I didn't learn something new because there was nothing there for me. There was no one for me. But like with the Huzz Down campaign that we did, it's about standing up and saying, do you know what? Yeah, I was abused as a child. I'm not going to use the word victim because I actually hate that term, but I was abused as a child. But guess what? I've come through it. And I've been, I hope, a reasonable parent. I've got 3 fantastic boys who I'm really, really proud of. I've got family around me that I think the world. I've got some fantastic friends. I don't have a big circle, but what I have is people that I really do love, people that I appreciate and will do anything for. And within that aspect, I really believe now is the time that we need to start speaking out honestly, openly, without judgment, without shame, without fear, without embarrassment. Because anybody watching this will know someone else who has been abused and they may have or may not have disclosed. And getting through it on your own is bloody hard, virtually impossible. It's so difficult because you can't articulate what you need to. You're just bottling it up, you're pushing it down, you're suppressing it, and all the time you're just prolonging pain, you're prolonging suffering and all the negativity that goes with it. The moment you speak out, the moment that you share, there's a weight off you. It's honesty to yourself, and primarily be honest with yourself. And you had no choice as a child what went off, but as an adult you can speak out, and people now, especially nowadays, you can speak out, and you know what, you won't be judged. The only way you'll be judged is in a positive way for your strength and your bravery. And I'm not saying I'm a strong person or a brave person, because I went through this a long time ago and I opened up, and I was lucky is that anybody that I've opened up to has understood and they've backed me up. And like I say, it isn't a badge of honour, and it isn't about eliciting pity or sympathy or anything like that, or even respect. It's about honesty. It's a simple fact that an awful lot of us out there have been abused as children, and we've come through it, some better than others. Some didn't come through it at all, unfortunately, because this is the problem. If we're not speaking out, we're keeping it a secret. If you're keeping it a secret, you ain't going to sort anything out. So for me, it's like I say, it's something I maintain, and I have shit days where I'm a complete fucking dick and I'm not a good person. I'm difficult. I just cause so many problems because I go through this cycle of not knowing how to do things and how to react and how to behave. So usually when it gets like that, my behaviour's not good. Then I rely on people to say, Lindsay, come on, fucking hell, rein it in. You just let's slow down, but let's see what's going on, what's on your mind, what's happening. And because people around me do understand that sometimes my behaviour isn't what it is because of how I think, because of how I behave, it allows me the chance to say, well, yeah, sorry, I'm just not doing right at the moment. I'm having a bad mental health day. My bipolar's going through the roof, or my voices are just a bit too loud today, things like that. But the more you open up, the more that you tell people, the more people understand, it allows you more and more and more to be your true self. It allows you to shake off those shackles and set yourself free. It allows you to just be who you were, take away the damage, because you can't live in the past. You can't let the past rule your life. Yes, it's going to influence your life. It's the lessons you learned are all in the past. But from now on, you're living for today and you're planning for the future. So all I would say, all I would ask, and I really mean this genuinely that I ask, is that if you feel that you need to speak out, then please just tell someone, either someone you trust. It could be someone anonymous. You've got Samaritans, you've got Empower the Invisible, you've got the website, you've got people you've got me. We ain't going to judge you, and that's the whole point. You're not going to be judged, apart from someone to say, well done. That's the only judgment you're going to get, mate, is well done, what can we do? And I've been lucky because I've had that. I have had people around me who have actually just backed me up and listened to me talk shite for hours on end at times and rant and rave, and they've let me do that. And that has made a huge difference because, one, it allows people to understand my thinking, and sometimes they can correct me. I have no problem with saying, look, Linz, maybe we need to look at this again, maybe we need to talk about something, maybe we need to sort this out. That's fine. That's fine, because I'd rather sort something out than bottle it all up and just keep acting like I just want to hurt myself and damage those around me. So, like I say, the journey, there is no destination. That's the whole beauty of the journey. The journey is just a journey that keeps on going. And you learn every day, you learn. And I learn from other people. I listen to other people talk about their recovery, about their experiences. And I learn from how they've handled it, how they've come through it, the mistakes they've made, the successes they've had. And hopefully when people talk to me, I've done okay in life. I've done okay. And people might hopefully look at me, they'll look at Dan, Mike, Paul, Rose, all the people in the group, they look at them and think, do you know what? They're no different to me. I can do this. I can actually stand up and be counted. I can be part of this movement to make things better, to stop this shit happening again. So, like I say, recovery. The first step, open up. And like you say, you can do it to a friend, you can do it to a family, a loved one, or you can do it anonymously. You can go online, you can go to Samaritans, you can go to the various groups that are out there. But number one, speak out. Don't be scared of speaking out, because there is no shame in it anymore. This is a different world. It's a better world. And the more we speak out, the numbers grow, is where we're going to make the difference. So, you know, share this, guys. Let me ramble on and just tell you that there is a way forward, and recovery is a positive thing, and it doesn't need to be hard. It can be fun. We have a laugh. We have a great laugh. And at the end of the day, life is for living. The past is gone, but it's done. You're not going to live in the past. There's no point. But you've got today, you've got tomorrow, the day after, and all those days. So live in those days. Look forward to them and speak out. Cheers, guys.